point and it doesn't give supporting details behind it. What's up, Max?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. You want to respond to the prompt?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give my perspective of it as a man raised by a single woman. She did the best she could, and I appreciate everything she did, and she did a phenomenal job. And I have the utmost respect for women, but I did not have that male figure, and I had to find that in coaches. And my mom could only teach me everything, but she also said, I can't teach you how to be a man. And I didn't know what that meant for a very long time
So
until
now that you're a man, what does that mean?
so now that I'm a man, it just meant to be a provider for my family, to be a protector of my family. Not to say that my mom wasn't a provider or a protector herself, but she just put that,
So she shows you what that looked like.
she showed me, never told me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean that goes along with social learning theory. What people do is way more impactful than what they say.
Absolutely. Like I said, I have nothing but the most up respect for her because she did what she could do, and she
Yeah,
did,
and
and she
she
did a
taught you
great
how to be a
job.
protector. No,
But
she taught you how to be a protector, a provider, and you hold that in a high regard. So shout out to your mama.
for sure,
Um,
it was just
what's
a
up?
fact. Go ahead.
I'm just introducing everybody. What's up, John? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I was also raised by a single mother. It's like when I read this prompt, it's kind of reminds me how like to keep in mind I'm autistic and since my echo and since my dad couldn't accept that, it was like hard for me to like be raised by father's figures. But I have my grandfather. But like my mom did the best she can to like raise me. Even
What do
though
you think you missing out from not having your father there?
Nah, not really. I got my friends here. I got everything here. It's like I wish I got a good father, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of things we wish we had, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if we had it, we'd be the best thing. It's something called a
Exactly. Like,
ghost
for
family.
example, I
Hold
wish
up,
that.
real quick.
Sorry.
Hold up, sir. I was working my way up. For example, people who are adopted sometimes have these ghost families. This idea if they was never adopted, what their life would be like, and they kind of get it from like media, the ideas of what these characteristics of family would be. But that don't mean it would have been better. But like that happens when people feel like they're missing something.
yeah.
What's up? What's
I was
I'm gonna
gonna.
move on before we do introductions. Hey
Okay.
Jane,
Yeah, hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. So, I was raised different. Um, I was raised by my dad, but my dad is like really my mother. My dad is trans, so he been trans like ever since I was like 4, I believe. So it was different.
Do you think that impacted his the way he views masculinity and what he taught you?
Yeah. Um, a
In a
lot.
good way or a bad way?
Uh, I mean, it's like 50-50. Like he tried to be like the best woman he can possibly be, but it's like his manly side did come out like
I'm
growing
not
up.
talking about your father. I'm talking about you.
Oh me?
Yeah.
Oh, I say no. It was confusing.
So are you confused now about who you are?
Um, a little bit. Like
Are
growing up.
you afraid to go into therapy or have you been in therapy? Thank you, Lola.
Oh yeah, I went to therapy.
Are you still in therapy? Because you say you're still confused.
Yeah, I've been in therapy for about like 7 years now, 8 years.
Okay. Make sure you stick with it because you say you was confused. What's up, Mel?
Uh, you heard me,
Mel,
gang? What's up with
how you doing?
you? I'm doing good. How you doing?
You good. Thank y'all for getting a live goal. What's your thought on the prompt?
My thought is that women need to just shit. Oh, my bad for cussing. Women need to just kind of suck it up and try to like give the dude a chance that's gonna be around. Yo, why like they not good at dating? Like they keep
What are you talking
trying
about?
to pick the like they pick dudes that ain't finna be around. Like us guys, we can see what like, oh yeah, he ain't gonna work out for her, but
Oh,
they
is it
don't
the
never see it.
was your father like that?
Like my father, like what?
Was
Like
one
a
of them
bag?
guys.
No, no. My dad was no. My dad is not right at all. My father, he just ain't. He really like low self esteem type of dude. I be having to tell him to do stuff like to man up and all that, and it's kind of sad because I wish I had somebody to tell me, but I'm like my own father. I gotta
Hold
tell
on,
him.
you
So
telling your father to man up about what?
yeah, about things like when my sister be like. Like trying to do whatever they want to do. I'm like, bro, you ain't finna let them run the house to have their boyfriends over thinking they could do whatever. Like, I be having to tell him, like, oh
Who
no,
lives with
this
your
ain't.
father?
My two little sisters live with him, but
And he
one of her
raised you?
boyfriends, he like, no, I was with he didn't raise me. He
Oh,
had
that's why
another family.
you
He
don't
that
respect him because he didn't raise you.
hell, I can't say I don't respect him because I don't know
I mean, if you
what
talking to
happened
him
before
like
I was
that,
born.
if you talking to him like that, you don't respect him.
I do respect him. He's not a bad person. I mean, but yeah, he should have tried to be around and raise me, but I don't know what happened when I was a baby for me not to have a father. All I could do is listen to my mom and my uncle about how he a loser. So that's all
Are
I
you
got. He never
resentful
had
towards your
money.
father because he
Yeah,
abandoned
he
you?
should have. I didn't say I never said he abandoned me. I just
Oh,
told you
hold up,
that
did he raise you?
no, he didn't raise me.
So
But
he
how can I
abandoned
say
you.
so you saying if a man don't be with if he don't be around his child, regardless of what the baby mama do, that means he
No,
abandoned. So you
if
saying
a
the court.
parent doesn't make it a priority, right? Because it's not like they just like a lot of people have a lot of downtime. They just sitting there watching TV, right? Especially the previous generation. Hey, young, if people don't prioritize their children, that's some fucked up shit. That mean he abandoned you. I'm pretty sure within the years that you didn't see him, he had times where he went out, right? He had downtime. He was out there chasing tail. You know how I go. He had plenty of time to
He
try
had
to
a
be part of your life. But my question
he had
is,
a
if
whole
he,
woman. He had a
yeah,
whole
that's what
other
I'm
woman.
saying. So he was able to court her, go on dates with her, fucking around with her, and he didn't think to contact you, right? Do you think that's excusable?
No, he had a drinking problem at the time. So it's I mean,
Yeah,
I still would have loved to have him around regardless of the drinking problem. But
yeah. But this
you
is what I'm
know,
saying. Whether he had a substance abuse problem or not, he still abandoned you.
if
Thank you
that's
for
what you
listening. Hold
are
up.
you like a therapist or
No,
something?
no, sir. If your parent, no matter what the case is, but they was more occupied with their life and not prioritizing you and building a relationship with you, making sure you're safe, make sure y'all spend time together, is that not abandonment?
I Yeah, but you don't know. Maybe he just really had from what I hear dudes say that they really don't like their baby mama and they keep them away
So
from the
hold up,
kid.
sir.
From
Listen
all
to
the
what I'm saying. You think it's excusable for a grown man because he can't get along with your mother to abandon you?
No, I don't think that's a good excuse. I don't
That's not a
because
good excuse
I
at
really
all.
need him.
Yeah. So like it him abandoning you, it doesn't mean it's a you problem, it's your father problem. And that's fucked up. If he couldn't get along with your mother, he should have found any way to still have a relationship with you because now you're a grown man and you don't respect him. Because I'm pretty sure on a subconscious level you resent him. Because I would resent my father for not prioritizing me. And he clearly he was stable enough to establish a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, see, I don't think highly of my father like that much
I
for
can
me to be
tell.
like, oh, he could even
No,
because
the
the
way you
woman
talk
he
about him,
with
you can
gets
tell you don't.
damn
My
you.
bad.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
talk. I wasn't really trying to put him down that much, but I mean,
Sir,
I
listen
ain't
to what
really
I'm
on here to
saying.
really talk too
Sir, listen
much
to what I'm
down
saying.
about him.
I know, but listen to what I'm saying, sir. If your father abandoned you, it's okay to feel resentful towards him.
I understand. Well, I mean,
But he doesn't
yeah,
have
but
to. If he already told you he don't feel
Hold up,
resentful, he
Pronto.
doesn't have to.
Hold up, Pronto. Um, but go ahead, my mind, so we can move on with the conversation. My mind, you there?
Yeah,
Um, you can go ahead.
yeah. So like women, they can't raise sons because like my mom, she was gonna raise me to be like too like emotionally like unstable. She's like a really emotionally unstable person. So my dad, he raised me, and like I became like a better man because of it.
When you say better man, what does that mean? That's real vague.
Like I know more stuff. Like I know things about cars. I know how to fix things. I also know how to talk to other men and other like people in general, like respectfully. And I'm just like more professional. And how if I was raised by my mom, I'd have been like more emotionally unstable and I would have like
Well, hold on, you was raised by a single father?
yeah.
Okay, so when he said you say you know how to get along with men, what does that mean?
Like
Exactly.
I know how to like be respectful to them. Like talk to them.
So be respectful towards men, and you hold that in a high regard.
I hold being
And,
respectful to anyone in a high regard, but being respectful to men
but you didn't
is
say
different.
anyone. You didn't say people. You said men
I
specifically.
literally said men and other people in general.
But why would you specify men like that?
Because men hold most of them like high positions in the world, so we should respect them a little bit more.
So he taught you to put men on a pedestal.
I mean, men they are like most of them are the world leaders, so
Can I jump in? And I'm not gonna.
Hold up,
I
Pronto,
get what
hold
you're
up,
saying.
Pronto,
Can I can
Pronto.
I
You
can I
didn't
jump in?
hold up.
Because
No, you done interrupted two people. Literally, everybody gonna get a chance to talk.
be quiet.
I just think it's interesting you say he taught you to respect men and not people. That says a
he
lot.
didn't say that. You're lying. This is the point. You're for lack of words. He's trying to say something else, but
Pronto, come back when you can't interrupt people. That's crazy. When you say specifically men, I think that's interesting. And I think if we're talking about how we live in a society where men are taught that they are above women and they should dominate women and they can be very misogynistic, right? And always trying to dominate, you specifying that is actually harmful.
But
Go
the
ahead,
truth,
Ed.
the truth of the matter is that just men are just they just have they're more powerful than women in this world, so
Yeah, I
that's
know, but I'm saying, listen what I'm saying. Maybe it's a lack of self awareness, but you're like, I'm better because of my father. But it sounds like in some ways he fucks you up because you're still upholding the traditional ideas of masculinity, which is what the prompt is about. Go ahead, Ed.
Um, oh, women can women raise sons? Um, no,
Huh?
it's impossible.
Hold up, what?
Can women raise sons? No, they can't.
Okay, and tell us
They will
why.
never raise them to be men.
What does that mean?
Uh, when we ape our caregivers,
You said
so
what?
if you are raised, we ape our caregivers. So if you are raised with if a man was raised by uh, the mother, he will ape the characteristics, the habits of the mother. If a
Okay,
son is raised by the son,
and what characteristics of the
it,
mother would be harmful to the man, sir?
the way he talks, women have a softer voice.
So you think that your
Men to have,
voice, so you think men who are raised by women have softer voices? You don't know how to like the voice box develop? You think, oh, if I'm around my mother, I'm a soft in my voice. That makes sense to you?
yes, it makes sense because I've seen it.
Well, you have a soft voice. Was you raised by a single mother?
I was more influenced by my mother
So why didn't your father raise you so that you could have a stronger voice, sir?
because he was weak. He was not around.
So another weak father. That's interesting.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What's up, T?
Uh, can I, can I continue?
Oh, you got something else to say? Go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Go ahead.
So, um, even how we view emotions, how a mother will address a boy when he's being emotional is different from how a father will address.
All right, tell us how's it different?
For example, I come home and maybe I was in a someone hurt my feelings, and I go to my mother. My mother will listen, will try to soothe me. My father will do the opposite.
But you
He'll
don't know
tell
what
me
your
to
father.
man up.
But that's not fair to say because you don't know what your father would do. You say he was weak and he wasn't there, so you fantasize about what your father would have done if he was there, and they didn't hurt your
Yes.
feelings at school. Were they teasing
If my
you?
father, you saying?
You said they hurt your feelings at school. Were they teasing you?
Yes. Yes, teasing
Why was
you,
they
all
teasing
that,
you?
because I looked feminine.
You look
When I
what?
was around boys, you looked feminine. They could sense you're raised by your mother. If you just you're playing football,
So hold
oh,
up. Do
let me
you
call
think
it the
if
way you
your
call it,
hold
soccer,
up? So if
and
your
you hurt your
father,
toes.
I hear what you're saying, but if your father was there who was weak, you think you would look more masculine?
Yes, he will tell me to man up and take in the pain. Stop complaining. That's life.
So what I'm hearing is that you have a very feminine voice and you have feminine characteristics, but you feel like if your father wasn't weak and he was around, you would look more like a man. That's
I
interesting.
will be. I will have grown up to be more manly, but now I have to figure. I have to do it by myself and be around men, other men, so that I can learn to be a man.
I mean, can they tell that you're a man when they see you? Because you say you feminized.
Now they can. When I was a boy, they could. I
I
looked
mean,
weak.
boys are not men. They're boys.
Boys are not men. A man is
Yeah.
made.
You said a man is mid.
Is made. Is made by other men.
I don't know. It's just
If
interesting
your
because you
father,
said
if you did not have a father in your life as a boy to make you a man, you will never be a man. You'll have to go be with other men
so.
for you to
That's
be a man.
But that's
Can,
the
can I just say
interesting
something?
thing. So hold on real quick. So sir, listen, let's make this simple. Are you a man? Like
Yes, I'm a
are
man.
you like do other men look at you and respect you as a man?
Not all men.
And
Men above me do not respect me. Men below me respect me. There's a hierarchy.
and you think because men don't respect you is your mama fault and your weak daddy fault. That's crazy. Well hold up real quick. Let
I
me get
think you
everybody
didn't
to
get
talk.
me clearly.
Hold on, sir. I'm gonna open the
There
panel
is a
back up.
hierarchy. There's a man who
Hold on, sir.
respects me.
Sir, hold up. Go ahead, T.
Hi Tara, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And answering the prompt, I usually do hate when they say this because they try to rephrase this as mothers raising their sons to be daughters when
Kof,
this is not the case at all.
Sarah, Kofan, he's a known pedophile on TikTok.
My
You should
mind, I didn't ask you because you were disrespectful to me in the last
wait.
panel,
No,
so
you
I'm
didn't.
Hold
really
on.
saying my
Don't
heart is
hold
set.
up.
Wait.
No, we're not doing that. Just answer the prompt.
And is a pedophile. You should kick him.
Mine.
But it's still on me. Okay, but yeah, it's just I don't like when they say that because this is their way of being emotionally healthy and able to control their emotions properly. Like this is not them about like having feminine traits just because he has a single mother. Like that's not always the case because sometimes there are like the dad sometimes literally choose to just name does fall on the mother, and that is it's messed up. It is. But I'm just saying these so-called daughters that these single mothers are raising, that they call these men weak or whatever. Sometimes it's just this is a way of helping them channel their emotions better and how to control like that anger, that beast that all these men have, stuff like that. And like it's just it's healthy and it's something that they all need, and not even just men, but just everyone as a whole needs to know how to control their emotions in a healthy, balanced way.
Okay. It's just interesting how you give a general answer and the other ones was personal. My mind, what are you saying, sir?
Oh, you should really kick CFO. He's like a well-known pedophile on TikTok. He goes up on his lives and he like
Oh, okay,
he
all right,
like
cool, cool.
watching stuff.
All right, I don't know, but whatever, I believe. Go ahead, y'all. The panel open. If y'all want to say something.
Say that we young boys need strong men in their lives to help them. Being
What's a strong
around
man?
women,
Hold up,
a
y'all.
strong
Yeah, y'all got to be more descriptive. What's a strong man? Sir?
okay. A strong man is somebody that protects and I'm not gonna say provide more protective, but providing also provide don't have to just be money. You provide guidance, you provide wisdom. You are somebody that you the head of the household. You the somebody that we can always come talk to. You somebody that never lets things get to you emotionally, and you somebody that's a good thinker. You always thinking. You always solving problems. That's what I
Right.
feel like a
I
strong
keep
man is,
hearing
because
about
you
like so the fact that you like specify strong man mean that you understand there's a lot of weak men out there, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
it's dudes that should not be even having kids at all.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even be trying to talk to women at all, because
No, it's not about
it be
talking.
creeps.
It's not about talking to women. The reality is that when it comes to traditional masculinity, a lot of men don't actually know what true strength is, and they've normalized being weak. Men have
So
normalized being
what?
weak in our society, like not like being afraid to cry in front of people, being afraid to be vulnerable, right? Puffing your chest up and pretending that you're another person because you're afraid of being yourself. That's all weak shit that men have normalized in our society.
What is weak to you?
No,
So what is weak to
no.
you?
Sarah,
Because
I just gave you examples. What are you talking about? What is weak? I literally just broke down examples.
you just said
Your
traditional, but
reasoning,
what is traditional?
your, I think you are applying the standards of women to men. Men don't process emotions the same way as women
So
do.
you can't really
Men do not
define it
talk.
because hold up,
Men,
sir,
men do not.
sir. By definition, by your definition, you're not a man. You was raised by a woman. So why are you up here asserting yourself? You told us you learned how to be a man from other men. So why are you speaking as an authority in this conversation?
Ooh.
What did you say? You said I learned to be a man with other men. So I am right now a man.
No. That's what I'm saying. You said that you could not learn how to be a man growing up, right? Because you was raised by your mother, and that you learned how to be a man from other men. So why would you
Yes.
open your lips to exert yourself as authority, talking about what other men need to do if you yourself are not the template? You should be listening to the men.
What are you saying?
You
I
can't
already
accept it,
listened to
sir.
those
You
men.
already
That's why
said
I'm
you don't have that
speaking.
level of, sir. You don't have that level of authority. You're not a man based on your own definition. Let the man speak. Don't you butt in. You a feminized person. You said. Why would you try to assert what a
So you
man
just want to
is?
gaslight me.
No. That's not what I'm saying. You're saying that you failed at becoming a man because you was raised by a single
Did
mother.
I say that?
Then why, sir? If you need to learn from
You're
other
putting
men,
words into my
let
mouth. I
other
didn't
men
say that.
speak up, sir. If you end up being
Okay,
the weak man that
okay,
your
let a boy
father
speak then.
is, let
Let a boy speak.
let the men speak, sir. Any of the men want to speak?
Yeah, I mean, if you need a teacher, I can teach you.
You said what?
I think you gonna teach him something else. but yeah. Anyways, though, you
No,
gotta get a
I'm
little
from
deeper bass in your voice, my brother.
no,
You get down a little.
no, because I'm from Chicago too. And if you really want to if you want to talk shit, we can talk shit in person. Like, what's up?
I ain't on that, man. I ain't on that. We just on the internet talking, bro.
Watch who
I
the
don't
fuck
want
you
to.
talking to, bitch.
Who the fuck is you talking to? You better watch who the fuck
Man,
you
y'all
talking
getting
to,
off
boy.
topic, man. Y'all getting off topic, man. Stay on the prompt, bro. Y'all getting off
I'm
topic.
sorry. I like when you get mad. I just wanted to see like how angry you get.
Yeah, bro. You know you zesty, bro. But I ain't tripping though. Ain't no problems with it. Shit,
I also
you do what
followed
you do.
you. Wait, no, I also followed you. You can follow me back.
Well,
Go.
anyways, all I was saying is that we as men, boys need men in their lives. We need to know how to be the provider, the lead of the household. You know, we got to, because and
What does
think
the
about it, a
lead of the
single
household
mother.
do? What does the lead of the household do?
a leader of the household, make sure people are protected. Do you know that a single
How
mother
do
is
they
the
do that?
easiest target for people?
Hold up.
That's the
How do
easiest target.
how do the fathers protect the people?
Because ain't nobody finna come and try to mess people. You act like people don't come and do crime against women and be like, oh, a woman, she with her kids,
Sir,
she
I
easy
will
to.
assure you, in all my decades of living, no one ever came into my home trying to harm me. No one
Are
on the
you a
outside
single
ever
mother?
came. I don't listen. I don't know what neighborhood you're from, or like what ward or country you're from, sir. But like
I ain't
that's
bored
not
to a
my
girl from
experience.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Man, that's but it's deeper than just the men. But boys need a man to show them how to be a leader. But it's just the simple fact is that men need to be in their sons' lives because the man that had that child needs to be the one to show that boy how to become a real man.
Right.
Okay,
Like
tell
Women,
us.
they
Hold
can
up.
do, they can
Hold
only
up.
do so
Tell us.
much.
Hold up. Y'all got to slow down because that's what the topic is about. What is a real man, sir? Like,
That's what I was going
and
to get
tell us
into
what
right
it,
now.
and tell us what it is and what it isn't.
A real man is a man that knows how to emotionally regulate his feelings because it definitely
Mhm.
says in prompt that they're afraid to raise emotionally healthy men. But that's really a lot of the older generation of men who came up from being raised by dads that was saying no, boys can't cry or you gotta toughen it up, stuff like that. That's a lot of like old generation things. But like
No,
now,
and
more into the
can I just
2020s and
say
2010s.
Can I just say that
What you
when it
say?
comes to this flexible idea of men where men can express their emotion, shout out to the mothers who normalize that when they raise their son. Go ahead, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely shout out to definitely shout out to the single women that's raising their boys to be emotionally, you feel me, regulate their emotions and stuff like that. Because we got a lot of young men out here that's crash outs and they was raised. But that's another thing too. It's like a two-sided coin because it's a lot of men that was raised by single mothers. They develop a lot of like feminine traits, and that's like not knowing
Exactly.
how to emotionally regulate themselves.
So
Hmm.
A lot of
what's the
Exactly.
women don't
feminine
know how to.
traits?
A lot of women don't know how to like regulate their emotions. They're very emotional
Hold on. We
people.
still
They
talking about
act and
emotions. Talk
think
about
and
what the hold up. Because Ed say he's feminine, he looks feminine, he has feminine features and a feminine voice. Is that what you mean by feminine traits or something else?
no, I'm talking about specific. Well, that could be like a part of it, but it's just like you said, being
Oh,
raised around a lot of women, it can make you
wait.
act more so feminine. Not like act more so feminine as in like he's
Wait.
GAY or he's
But
feminine
that's what
stuff
I'm
like
saying.
that.
You're
Like, it's
not
just
saying
more
what
like
feminine is though.
Wait, Blue. What do you have
I'm
against
just saying. I'm
feminine?
saying like things like I said, not being able to control his emotions because a lot of women are very emotional. They act out of emotion. They don't really think logically a
Hold
lot
on,
of times when
hold on.
they feel like they've been wrong.
You said that the idea of masculinity is changing when men are no longer normalizing suppressing emotion instead of processing them, so you're more emotionally intelligent. And at the same time, you're going to say that's a feminized trait that women have. That's a contradiction.
No, I was saying the difference between I said it's a two-sided coin. I said nowadays we having more men that are present in their sons' lives, just teaching them like it's okay to like feel your
But
emotions, son.
no,
It's okay to cry. You
when
feel
you
me?
say, listen what I'm saying, it has to be something else. Because when it comes to being more emotionally intelligent, that's literally something men are getting from women.
What's
So
wrong
what
with
else besides that is the feminine trait, sir?
what's wrong with feminine men?
But that's what I'm saying though. Like a real man, he has to go within. He has to learn that from himself. He has to learn from his emotions. He has to learn how to regulate his emotions. That's not something that you usually gonna learn from women because a lot of women they don't know how to regulate their own emotions. That's what I'm saying.
So if he need to
So
learn it from
it's not.
himself, if he need to learn it from within from himself, what is his father teaching him?
But
No,
what's wrong with
I'm saying a
feminine
lot of
men?
men they had to learn how to regulate their emotions on their own, and some of them still they grew up their entire life and still went their entire life into their adult life,
Yeah. So what
still
did
not knowing how
men?
to regulate their emotions.
It's like you. All right. Let me clarify, sir. You said that it's not like the old ways of suppressing emotion. Essentially, now it's about regulating emotions. I'm telling you that's something that came from women, but whatever. You're saying that he needs a man to show him that. What is the man going to show him about
It's not
himself?
specifically a man, it's his father.
His father.
It's
What
not
is it?
just any
But
man.
if his father, and we know we got a lot of fathers with that old mentality, how is that father with that old mentality going to teach him about himself when it comes to regulating his emotions?
Now with that old mentality, that's just something that's gonna have to happen, like whether it can be therapy or something. First the father has to heal himself from his childhood wounds and not having that from
So
his dad.
sons need
And
therapists,
then
not
that's when we can start
fathers.
talking about. You said what?
So you're saying sons need therapists, not fathers, because you're saying that he got to heal himself. If he have to heal himself, he's
No, I
not
said,
there
I
yet.
said, I said,
You said.
I said the father. It would start with the father healing himself first from his childhood wounds to be able
Yeah,
to
but we have a lot of
even
men who don't
start.
want to go to therapy. So it sounds like sons need therapists, not fathers, sir, based on what you're saying.
No,
I
it's just a
mean,
lot of
men
men feel
don't do
like if
well
they go
with
to therapy,
therapy.
it makes them look weak. That's
Wait,
why a
I'm
lot of men don't want to go
confused
to
on
therapy
what
because
you're
they feel like it
talking
shows
about.
weakness. And in
Because
this
like,
world, if a man shows weakness, he feel like you feel me. He feel like he shows his emotions like that. It make him look weak. And a woman might say, "Oh yeah, I would love my man if he's able to, let his emotions out, things like that." But deep down, a man still gonna feel like she might say this and all that. She still might love me. She see me crying out it, but it just comes from the fact that like if she see me like this, I look vulnerable. And a man just always gonna feel like if he vulnerable around a woman,
That's
she
the
will
fear
use it against him.
based. That's the fear based masculinity I was talking about when I started. But my mind, what you trying to say?
no, because he was talking so much shit about femboys. I just wanted to understand what's wrong with feminine men.
Who was talking shit about femboys?
You're saying that feminine men, like, a man shouldn't be feminine. Why not?
I didn't say a man shouldn't be
Because
feminine. Men and women both have masculine and feminine energy. It's supposed to be a balance. You're supposed to find that balance. It's not about being more or you feel me. A lot of people, if you actually go into yourself and you see some people have more masculine energy that are men, or they might have more feminine energy. And a lot of women sometimes have more masculine energy than they have feminine energy. That's why a lot of girls, they trying to get into their soft girl era, but they were raised on like survival or just raised on, you feel me, things like that. So it made them more masculine. Or like they probably got a lot hurt when they was younger, so
What the
they
fuck?
just
You
go
said
around
that
the
the
world
mothers can
thinking
What are
teach
like,
you
them to be
talking about?
feminine. That's a
How was
contradiction. That's
how
what
was
you said
survival?
earlier.
How was
yes, it's
survival?
like a trait. It's not. I'm not saying like she would actually teach him how to be feminine, but it's just a trait you would pick up. Like a lot of. That's what I'm saying. Somebody in the comments said feminine energy equals lashing out, something like that. Literally, I said a lot of women are not able to control their emotions. You feel me? So
How was
as a
survival?
as a single mother, if he's seeing his mama going through
Survival.
stuff like that, whether it's dealing with different
You
men or
sound
something
so
like that, like
stupid.
or
You
just
really
how his
do.
mother disciplines him out of aggression or not actually like telling him why she's disciplining him, things like that, like things like that have an effect on children and they grow up and
Yeah.
they you feel me? They act just like their mother in ways that
My
they don't
mom
even
used to
see.
do that. She had like my mom, she had schizophrenia. She was a psychopath, so like she would like manipulate me into like believing certain shit. Like she thought that the government was watching her, and she like beat me when I go outside without telling her. So would you say she's more masculine for beating me?
I mean, yeah, in a way, but that's what I'm saying. It just comes from men and women both, bro. A
Buddy,
lot of men, they don't know how to regulate their emotions, but people don't speak on how women don't either. And that's why a lot of women feel like they want to be boy moms. I'm gonna be a boy mom. It's 'cause they just feel like it's easy to raise men when it's not. That's not the case.
Well, hold up, real
And
quick. Hold up, real quick, because you contradicted yourself. But let me explain to y'all. I was referencing this academic article, basically saying like the way masculinity is taught to boys, right? And men are more likely to teach their sons fear-based masculinity, like, oh, you can't cry because he's thinking about, oh, if you cry, the way his peers may respond. You can't be vulnerable because if he has repressed emotions, he's worried about the reaction you have. Where it was saying that the mothers are more likely to have this flexible idea of what masculinity is and give them a positive self-image. So you keep saying like this emotional regulation, but it's not about the parent having emotional regulation. It's about what the parent teaching the child about their own emotions.
yeah,
Thank
but how
you.
can they how can they be able to teach their child that without having emotional regulation for themselves?
does a man have to teach emotional regulation? Why can't a woman teach that?
I think a man
I
not
didn't
supposed
say
to
I didn't
teach
say a
nothing
between
about
man.
between
I
emotion.
didn't
Y'all
say a
between
got hold up,
man has to
Blue
understand.
Heart, you got to share the mic. Go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, as men
Okay,
don't.
sir.
The way a father love and a way a mother love are two different things. I think women, you carry babies for 9 months. You're supposed to love emotionally and always love your baby.
Thank you,
But man,
Jason.
we have to teach the little boys, and not just the boys, even the girls, that in life you ain't loved all the time, and you have to be able to not. Sometimes you gotta be angry. Sometimes you gotta be angry, and sometimes you gotta be warriors. Especially as boys, we are warriors. We have to
Warrior.
learn
Wait, no,
to.
I'm not a warrior. I'm not a warrior. No. No.
Well, the ones besides you, but a lot of us, we have to be warriors. It's in our
What does
blood.
that
It's
mean,
our
sir? What does that
testosterone.
mean?
It means that
It means
we need to.
survival. You need to
Hold on,
survive.
let her
Yeah.
If you cannot
finish. Let her
survive, you
sir, hold
die.
up, Ed. You already said you are not a man. Let that man respond. Go ahead, Mel.
That's you. That's you. That's
No, no,
you.
no,
That's you
no.
who say
You say you was
that.
raised by women. You're not a real man. Let him speak, sir. Go ahead, Mel.
So basically, they teach us how to beat this world, how to win in this world, because everybody ain't gonna like us. Women, y'all make it seem like everybody
Tell
gonna
us some
love
of the
you.
things you're
Everybody,
talking
no.
about, sir.
What you mean?
How to beat the world? Like how? How do you beat the world?
Because how you beat the world? Because firstly, I'm a black man. Most people already see me as a criminal, or I'm gonna be doing a certain type of thing. So for me to be, I want to have generational wealth for my family. So I'm gonna have to do some things that's different. And then as a young boy, we have gangs and stuff
Sir, you didn't
that
answer
wants
my
to fight us.
question. You did not answer my question. I said, what are the men
How
teaching
to
their
beat?
sons to be warriors? You stopped and
What is
started
it
talking
they
about
teach
their
us? They
sons.
make us. They make us fight the other little boys that we need to have them fight. As your father should have you fight the other boy. When every time a boy mess with you, a father will come and make you fight him.
No,
So
that's not true.
I
My
don't
dad
know.
didn't make me fight
Hold on,
anybody.
your father taught you to be violent, and then he didn't
Yeah.
teach you
No,
conflict resolution. So you don't know how
no,
to
my
conflict.
father ain't teach me. I'm
No,
mad.
that's
I'm mad.
It
My
teaches
father
you to
wasn't.
control your violence, to make your
No.
violence useful, to serve
My
you,
my father never did it. I
to
had
be
other dude
strong.
fathers come and get me to come to fight me while I'm by myself. So I wish, you know what I'm saying? That's what other dudes' fathers did. I wish my father was around and be right there so he could
so
beat
hold
his
on, hold on,
daddy
hold
ass
on.
too.
That's the crazy part. You didn't have a father, and you're speaking about what you wish your father would have done. That's the
Yes.
thing. If you
Yes, that
so
would
here's
have
the
been.
thing. If you all right, this is for you and Ed. If y'all did not have a father and you believe you're lacking because of that, then why are y'all speaking up talking about what the father did? You don't have a father to make that claim, sir. Go ahead,
But I'm a
T.
man, so I'm a
You're a
man, so
man,
I'm a.
but no, no,
Other
no. You don't know what
men
it's
will
like to have a
teach you how
father.
to be a man.
If I'm a man, so I gotta.
Go
And when I
ahead.
have a
Hold up,
child,
hold
I
up,
gotta be
hold
able
up.
to.
Sir, you're a man without a father. Go ahead, T. Any men got fathers could come up here and speak. These fathers and men up here kind of tell us what fathers teach children is crazy. What's up, Jay? You on mute, Jay. Because y'all have to be consistent. If y'all saying that a boy not having a father and being raised by a woman is not a man, that if you're a man who was raised by a woman and you hold that belief, why are you up here talking about what a man should or should not do? You technically are not a man because you did not have a father to teach you to be one. Y'all contradicting yourself.
You're picking and choosing what you want to listen to.
Sir, you say you
You don't
appear
listen to everything I
feminine.
say.
Sir, you said other men think you look feminine and you have a
Then
feminine
what did
voice
I
because
say
of your mother.
afterwards? What did I say afterwards?
Wait,
Why are
let me
you
look
picking
at it.
and choosing what I said?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I only can understand about 60% of what you say,
You can't because you're a woman. That's the problem.
but you can
Only
relate to
men
me,
understand what I'm
sir.
saying.
Sir, you can relate. You just say you're a feminized man. You look. You should be relating to
You
me
know
more than the
nothing about
men.
being a man.
No, 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 no.
You know
Y'all say no,
nothing,
no, no,
absolutely
no, no.
nothing.
Hold up. If men raised by single mothers are feminine and like women, why are you arguing with me? We should be on the same side, sir. You're a feminized man. Why would you be going against me, Mr. The feminized man? Why you aligning with the men if that's the case? That doesn't make sense. Come on, sister.
You will not understand.
No,
You will
no,
never
no,
understand
sister,
it. You're a woman, you'll
sister.
never
Don't treat
understand it.
me like that, sister. Like we in this shit together.
Wait, Ad, you're a femboy?
We keep getting off topic, bro.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Can I go back to speaking? Because they just said a whole bunch of nothing, and I was really like speaking some real shit right here.
I
Like,
mean, you were,
Hold
but
on,
you
real
can talk
quick.
if
Blue
you want.
Heart, did you have a father?
yes and no.
Yes or no is crazy.
Yes, because I know my father. I lived with him for a couple of years, but when him and my mama separated, some things happened. So my father wasn't in my life for a point of time until I turned 18. I'm 20 now for to turn 21.
Was he there all
So
throughout your childhood?
no,
All right, so you shouldn't be speaking.
he was
What's
there,
up,
but he
Jeffrey?
wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
Huh?
It's like it's parallels, but
So hold
that's what I'm
up.
saying. When
So
bro
is it
said
okay?
earlier,
Hold up. Is it okay if boys have part-time fathers then?
it's not even part-time father. It's just like, bro, a boy needs someone to show him how to be a real man,
But
and this is what it
listen,
is flat
sir.
out.
Are you a real man?
Yes,
You were raised by a part-time father. Are you saying
I
that
wouldn't.
boys
I
can
wasn't
have
raised
a
by no
part?
part-time
Sir,
father.
listen to what I'm saying. A boy with a part-time father, is that enough?
I wasn't raised by a part-time father. That's what
You
I'm
were.
saying.
You say he wasn't in your life, part of your life when you was a child. He was a part-time father. He wasn't there 100% percent. And you're saying you're still a real man. So technically, a boy doesn't
But
need
that's what
a
I'm saying.
father.
Let me tell you why I'm a real man, because you just assuming based on what I said. I say I'm a real man. I'm a real
That's
man
what,
because without
based on
my
what you
father being
said,
here to show
correct.
me how to be a man, I still tell myself how to be a real man. Even
So
being
yeah,
raised
you don't
by
need a
my mother
father
and
then.
having it's
If
not even
you taught
no. We
yourself,
all need our
sir,
fathers and we all need our mothers. It's not
sir,
about
you sound
not
like
needing either
Ed
or.
now. If
How
you
do I
taught
sound like him?
yourself how to be a real man, then technically boys don't need fathers because they can teach themselves based on what you're saying. I don't
No,
think
that's
y'all see the
not. That's you're not.
contradiction.
No, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. You just hearing a little bit what I'm saying and
All
going
right, go
running with
ahead.
it.
I'm going
What
to
I'm
listen. Go
saying
ahead.
is because it's a parallel. Some men they go their whole life without a father and they teach themselves how to be a man, but they teach themselves how to be a man in the wrong ways. They teach themselves how to not regulate their own emotions. They go out and crash out what we call crash outs and YNs and all this. Those are men that claim they're men. They are real men, they claim, but they go out in the world and they do things that a real man shouldn't do. They
Well,
objectify
how do you
women.
know
They do
that's
all these
not
other things
you?
because
How do you
one,
know?
I know how to regulate my emotions.
No, no, no.
I know
That
how
is
to
a
move.
y'all are contradicting yourself.
I'm
If
not
you're
contradicting
saying
myself.
no, 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 sir, you are the person you're talking about. If you're saying they're trying to teach themselves how to be a real man, but they can't, then how do you're just going to assume you're a real man then? But you did not have a father your entire life, so you didn't learn how to be a man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a parallel. Some boys, they grow into men and they teach themselves how to be a man, but in the
You
wrong
can't,
ways. Me,
sir,
I
based on your
benefited. I was
own
still able to
logic.
benefit based on me. We talking about me specifically. I was able to still progress and become a man by not having a father to show me that. So I had to teach myself mostly everything I know. I have my mom, but everything I mostly learned, it came from me just learning it on my own and just things
Okay,
coming to
sir,
me naturally.
listen to what I'm saying. Because I don't think you listen to what I'm saying. You're saying that even though your father was not there for your entire childhood, you still learn how to become a real man, right? Is that
That's what
part
I taught
correct?
myself.
No, no, no. Is that part correct? Is
Yes.
that what you said? Okay. Then technically, a boy does not need his father his entire life. Because you're saying
No.
that if your father's in your life just for a little bit, you can still become a real man.
Yeah, but it makes you more of a man
No,
to have
that's
any
not
father.
technically what I'm saying. The technicality is that we still need our fathers. There's other things that I didn't learn that my father could have taught me. It's just things I taught myself. I literally had to teach myself these
Yeah, so
things.
if you can teach
Exactly.
yourself how to be a man, your father was not
That's
necessary.
not. But that had to happen because he wasn't present.
Right.
I had to learn this on my own. I had to learn from every mess up, every fuck up, all that. I had to learn that on my own. If I had somebody to show me the way, it would have been better. But I had
Yeah,
to
but
teach
you
myself
had,
these
sir, you had
things.
an absent father, so you
Do
you
you
had to
see?
learn on your own. But hold
Do
up,
you see how I
I
said
don't
my mother
understand.
didn't teach me these things?
Sorry, listen
You
what I'm
see, I didn't say
saying.
my mother taught me
Your mother
things.
was a better father than your father is what I'm saying. It's like, why can't you acknowledge that? If you're saying that your father, when he wasn't messing with your father, abandoned you and did his own thing, then you should know that you don't need your father in your life like that because you're saying yourself, you was able to teach
I
yourself how
literally
to be a
just
man.
said my bro, right? So if I taught myself these things, how's my mom a better father than my dad if she didn't teach me these things at all either?
Well, what things are you talking about? Because I, like, personally, I praise men. Like, I literally live for men. Because, like, men, they're literally the leaders. But, like, what did your mom teach you how to be a man? Because she can't do
If
that.
anything, my mother taught me how to be a man, as in what I want in a woman and things like what I want to do in my life. That's what I'm saying. My mom, me and my mom, our birthdays are 7 days apart. I was born a week before her birthday. So me and
What
my
does
mom,
that have to do with anything?
me and my mom are the same son. So that's
Y'all mind
feel
if I
me.
answer the prompt?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, go
Jay.
ahead.
Men say women can't raise sons, but they're too afraid to raise emotionally healthy men. I think that women can raise emotionally healthy men, but it's very difficult to, I guess, encompass all the things that a man needs to learn. Like, I feel like women are very emotionally aware, but they're not emotionally intelligent. And I feel like men help men or young boys learn how to regulate their emotions. They're good with
How are
emotional
men
regulation.
explain that? How are men emotionally intelligent in a way that women aren't?
I said so. When I talk about emotional intelligence is not only knowing how you feel and why you feel that way, but also being able to regulate those feelings. Also to be able to understand how you should react in certain scenarios
Yeah, I
and
understand that. It's 4
situations.
pillars of emotional intelligence. I
I'm
understand
sorry.
that. You're saying that boys can't learn emotional intelligence from their mothers because women are emotionally
No. I never
intelligent.
said they
No, no,
couldn't.
no. You
I never
You
said
said,
they
did
couldn't.
say that. You said that.
sir, you said
I said I feel
that
like men are
women
more
are
emotionally intelligent.
sir, you said that women are emotionally aware but not emotionally intelligent. That's something he has to learn from a man. Tell me how men are emotionally intelligent in a way that women are not.
Because men, in my opinion, and this is just anecdotal in my opinion, I feel
Well,
like
it's your
men are
opinion,
better.
so it's not a
Yeah,
fact.
but
I
we
can
having a
correct you.
hold on. Are we having a conversation or what?
No, I'm asking you to clarify what you stated. You said it, and I want you to be clear.
For sure, but
What
I'm also
way?
letting you know that it's an opinion, so you can disagree, but I'm
Sir,
not saying
listen
it's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying. All right, we all established that is your opinion, not a fact.
Yeah,
You said that women are emotionally aware but not
aware.
emotionally intelligent, but men
hmm
are.
hmm
Tell us, how are men emotionally intelligent in a way that women are not?
Men regulate their emotions better than women. Women are way better at understanding, okay, this is how I feel, but a lot of times they're not good with regulating the way that they feel. Most of the times they
How
will
are men,
act out or they'll act on certain emotions.
sir, now you talking about the woman. We ain't talking about the woman because the woman ain't got the skill apparently.
Hey Tara,
Tell
real
us
quick
how
though,
men,
you want me to
sir.
explain, but you keep
No, no,
cutting
no,
me
no.
off. Let
Because
me explain to you.
sir, I want you to be clear on what you're saying. How are men teaching to be emotionally
Does
intelligent?
that
What are they
involve punching a
telling
wall?
their sons or teaching them so that they can be more emotionally intelligent?
So for me, when I was growing up, I had really bad anger issues, and a lot of times I knew why I was upset or I knew why I was feeling the way that I was feeling, but I was really, really bad at regulating it. It took my father, who was a bigger, stronger guy than me, somebody that I looked up to and kind of feared a little bit, to be like, hey, I know you get upset when people say this to you. I know you get upset when this and this happened to you, but you have to understand, you have to control your emotions. Now I'm a 6'10", 260-pound
So
black
hold up.
man.
He
If I
just
don't
told you. Hold
regulate
up,
those
sir.
emotions,
So you're saying he just
uh,
told you. He didn't teach you how to do it.
yeah, he
Six
taught me how to do it.
ten.
He put me in
Okay.
boxing.
Okay.
He put me in boxing. He put me in the sports. And also, if I did something where I could have potentially hurt someone else or hurt myself, he was always there to discipline me to set me right, to let me know, like, hey, once you get older, if you react this way, you can lose your life.
All right,
And
this
that
shit
could
not
either
gonna
be in
fly.
jail or that could be like physically losing your life. It took him to have to put his hands on me sometimes. It took him to have to like be stern with me and have to show me like, hey, you need to get into football because you need somewhere to outsource all this extra energy and anger that you have. And I believe that's where it ended up saving my life.
How
With my
is your
mom,
father putting his
That's a
hands
strong
on
father.
you?
That's a
Hold up.
strong father.
Ed, you don't know Ed. How is your father putting his hands on you, teaching you to be more emotionally regulated?
I'm
because
glad
I'm
that
gonna
you
be
just
honest,
said
when my
that.
mom, when she disciplined me, it didn't hurt.
No. Stop talking about your mother. How is your
He
father
telling
putting
you
his
I
how.
have to
hands
do it
on
in
you?
comparison, Tara. You
No,
can't
no,
like
it
just
don't. You don't
Men
have to
half
understand
of what
compare
I
pain.
say
me.
and not
Pain
like what
teaches
I say and
men
then be mad
lessons
about
they
it.
never
Let me
forget.
explain to you. Because my mom is a big part of it. The prompt says women can't raise sons. It says men say women can't raise sons. I was raised by my mom and my dad. They were divorced, but they were both in my life. So I have to compare to let you know how it was different between the two.
Like
The
men.
thing is, I'm hold
And
up.
men learn through pain.
Ed, you're not a real man. You can't chime in. Mute up. Here's the thing, Jay. You're saying that he put his hands on you, and I'm asking you specifically. I'm not asking you comparison to your mother.
hmm
I'm saying your father, who you said was bigger than you, and you was afraid of him.
hmm
When he put his hands on you, how was he teaching you emotional regulation?
Because because it was a
Discipline.
consequence to my actions. It was okay, if you do this, then this can happen, right? But it's at a smaller scale. So if I go and I get into a fight, and like for instance, I got into a fight and I had knocked a boy out, and they threw me out of school for 10 days. I had a 10-day suspension. On top of that, I also was on probation for that. It went to the courts and everything. If that happens in my adulthood, then that can be jail time. That can be death. So that was like on a smaller scale, giving me an example of what can happen to me. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
Okay.
still didn't answer the question, but what's up, Drika?
Yeah. He was right though, because like
Hold up,
without
real
like
quick. Drika, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here too. You put pressure on me, but hey, everybody. No, I understand exactly what you're saying, Tara, and I fear that you've been eating them up. I fear that you've been posing very simple questions that they can't answer, and the reason why they won't answer because they are contradicting themselves in real time. Y'all want us to believe that fathers are necessary while y'all go on these long dissertations as to why you're still a man, even though your father is absent. And y'all want us to also believe that women don't have emotional regulation and or they're not intelligent with it. While y'all also tell us that y'all dads put fear in y'all by being physically abusive and y'all were scared defecating and urinate on yourself, probably because you are that scared of your father because he's bigger, stronger, and he will use brute force to get you in line. Y'all don't hear yourself, but you hear when we clock y'all and then y'all want to silence it. It doesn't make sense. None of what y'all say ever makes sense. It's always circular, it's always a contradiction, and it's always a need to protect men in general, even y'all fathers. At the end of the day, it sounds like the absent fathers are the problem, and then when your father is there, it's a problem because he's gonna be abusive. So, yeah, I just want to make that point, Sarah. Since I just got in here and I want to make that point based off of what I heard so far.
No, thank you, Drika. Hey, East.
Discipline is not
Hold
abuse.
up, Ed. Hold up, Ed.
I'm back, by the way.
Hold up, I saw your comment. Ed, when I want to hear from a feminized man, I will refer to you. Go ahead, East.
Hey Tara, hey Trika, hey everyone else. So I agree
Hey,
with Trika.
baby.
You've been you've been tearing this panel up. I think that the reason why men say women can't raise sons, one is because they have to like overinflate their importance in a child's life because they know that they bring nothing else. They don't give birth to that child. They don't nurture that child. They don't truly like have the connection that a mother truly could. But also too, a lot of the men are they are like I say that they have like Cinderella syndrome. Lynn calls it Peter Pan syndrome. They think that this is why a lot of the fatherless men and the men of the divorced households that come from unhealthy, like divorced households, get up on this panel and advocate for fathers that genuinely abandon them and physically abuse them, is because they think that had they had this fairy godmother father, they would have become a better man than what they are. I think the reason why these fatherless men get up here and say these things is because they have their own self-hatred to deal with, and they think that they would have been better had only like this 6'4" athletic nigga with some fairy wings on the back had floated down and put some glass Jordans on his feet and sent him off to the ball to be a fairy prince. But none of it is true. It's all made up. Y'all would have come out the same loser, trash, Amazon warehouse worker niggas that y'all would have been that you are today if you had a father. If you didn't have a father, the man that you are was the man that you will always.
What up, sir?
The man that you are is the man that you were always destined to be. You're not going to become, you weren't never going to be a better man. You were never going to be Barack Obama. You were never going to be a senator. You were never going to make it to the playoffs. You were never going to become an all-star. It was never going to be you, whether you had a father or not. If this is your destiny, and y'all need to live with it and accept it. That's all.
But the thing is a
Hi,
lot
may
of
I make a
men. Hold
comment?
up. In 1 second. 1 second. A lot of the all stars, fucking Barack Obama, that they look up to, actually raised by single mothers, which is interesting. And I just want to clarify, when y'all say,
Barack Obama's father was
sir,
like had
sir,
money.
sir, when y'all say my father, if he was there for me, let me explain something. You have a father. You have an absent father. But you have a father. He's absent. You have a father who abandons. You have a father who does not prioritize you. You have a father who is weak and did not want to raise you. When y'all say, if my father was there, what y'all really are saying is if I had another father, if my father was Uncle Phil, if my father was Cliff Huxtable, that's the father that y'all talking about. Because when you say my father wasn't there or whatever, you had a father. He just chose not to be in your life. Go ahead, Ostal.
Thank you. I've been here for quite a minute and I've heard um, most comments. I did think Jay was pretty close to where I would be. My, I want to talk to the prompt though, when it says men say women can't raise sons. I don't think that that's the case. I think that the problem lies when a woman is forced to raise a son by herself. I'm 53 years old, and if there's a man on here that tells me that he knows how to be a man, he's lying, because I'm still trying to figure it out at 53 years old. My father has been in my life. My father is 76 years old. I spend time with him. I play golf with him. He still advises me today. He's kept me alive all my life. I don't believe that my mom couldn't have taught me to be emotionally healthy, but I don't think that my mom could have done it by herself to so I would be where I am today. Right? The young lady that said that, you were still going to be the same loser that you are, that has some truth to it. But I kind of disagree, because if you get around the right type of men as a young man, you'll try to be that type of young man. You'll try to raise to that level. And that's what we need to understand as men. Instead of arguing with women about, can they raise a man, or are we doing it better than they doing it? Because that's what this is. And all we doing is hating on each other. What we need to do as men is gather around a young man that don't have a father. Adopt a son. Take a kid under your wing. Teach him something that he's not getting at home, or something that he can't get from his mother. Right? That's what y'all need to be discussing, instead of fighting each other and talking about who's doing better and who's doing what, or calling a man not a man, or telling him he's soft. Yeah, it's soft men out there. That's a problem too. But that don't make you a man or make you less of a man. You
Let
a
me ask you a
man when you was
question.
born. You was
Let me,
selected to be a man by God.
let
That's
me
what
ask you a
makes you a man.
question, bro. You said that like something he couldn't learn from his mother. What is it that a boy can learn from his father and can't learn from his mother that's essential to him becoming a man?
How to be a man.
What
And
does
what I
that
mean
mean?
by as a man, even a grown man at 53 understands that that's a dynamic statement. You don't really understand that how to be a man. Your dad teaches you to protect your family. Your dad teaches you to protect your wife. Some dads
But
teach you not to
how
put
is
your
it
hand
that,
on
hold up
another
real
woman.
quick. Y'all on a clarifying question,
You asked me
sometimes
a
y'all get,
question, I was trying to
no.
answer it.
Sorry, I asked you a clarifying question. You were trying, but you wasn't. I'm asking you
Okay.
specifically, what can a boy learn from his father He can't learn from his mother. You said to be a man
How
to
to
protect.
how
Sir,
to
sir, listen what I'm saying. How to be
I
a
was gonna
man,
answer.
how to protect, right?
How to
What is the
love
father?
how to love
Okay.
his wife.
What is the father?
How to
What?
raise it, how to treat his daughter, how to protect his daughter,
How is he teaching
how to
that?
go to work.
Sir, you just listing things off. You're not explaining the how. You're just listing things off. How is the father teaching him that?
How is he teaching him that?
Thanks,
He's teaching
Deveron.
him that by the time that he spends with him. He's teaching him that by the things that he does with him. Like I give you an example. I got a 12-year-old son. Okay. My son doesn't understand why it's so important to me that he on good grades, right? He doesn't understand that. He doesn't really himself. All he think about today is fun, right? But if he sees me crack a book, if he sees me say, "Hey son, come over here, let's read this, let's talk about
Thanks,
this." Well, what did
Lynn.
you get from that? It's spending time with him. It's him watching you and viewing how you live your life and how you go about it, which gives them their idea of what a man is supposed to be, and then they become their own man on their own, right?
That's why y'all
And
got
when I
learn.
was a young man, all
Sir,
I wanted to do
sir,
was be. Go ahead,
Let me talk
go
about your
ahead.
own self. The thing y'all need to learn about social learning theory is not that like because but if that's the case, then boys without fathers wouldn't be doing well in school, right? The
That's
thing
not
is,
true.
sir, I know it's not true. That's my point. Y'all going to talk about certain characteristics that boys can only learn from men, but they can literally learn those traits from women. They can learn them from their mothers. They can learn it from other relatives and adults around them that care about them. But you take them and you just feel like, oh, the father is the only one. And when y'all say that, that's the contradiction I was pointing out earlier with the other men. So what you're saying is the men up here who didn't have a father to do that for them, they're lacking. If you're a man
I'm
and you
not
can
saying they're lacking. I would not say they're lacking.
you're saying, I asked you specifically, what is it that the father can teach that the mother cannot? You're saying that these are things the father can teach that the mother can't. So if these men were raised by mothers and they did not have a father, they are lacking by what you're saying. They can't do it because only their father can teach them. You can't then go say, oh, they're not lacking. No, they
But
gotta be because their mama raised them.
and
They'll still have male figures in their life.
go ahead, brother.
Was saying that even with a single mom, they'll still have male figures in their life. That's why a lot of single mothers put their kids into sports, put them in the
I said
extracurricular
that too.
activities. Even the ones that don't put them in sports and stuff like that, it goes the opposite effect. If I don't have a male figure in my life, but I'm hanging around the neighborhood and I see these other men in my life, whatever it is they're doing is going to influence me in a way
So it's
because I
no
see a person
longer,
that's the
I want
same
to
as
make
me.
this clear because he specified not a father figure, a father. So you're changing it and y'all not consistent. Even though he
No,
wants to
No, your
I
prompt says
said
men. Your
before,
prompt says men.
that men need to, all men, us men, need to gather around these young boys and stuff like that and build these communities and work with them and
but
spend time with them. Because a kid that doesn't, I have friends that never had a father in the home. Either they died early, was alcoholics out on the street. They make more money than me, and I make very good money. They make more money than me because there was influences in their life. Their mothers were great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything from the mother. The problem is the family. It takes a family.
Right,
But
it take a
that's a
village. Like
different
that's what I'm
that's a
about to say. It
different
take a
discussion.
village.
But
It
again,
takes
the
the
prompt
family.
does say men say women can't raise sons. It's men and women. We didn't just say fathers and mothers.
here's the thing: when y'all shift the
I think
father
this
figure,
is a good discussion. If I messed it up, if I'm off base, I'm
no, you
sorry,
okay.
but
No,
I think
the
that
thing
I
is
think that
sometimes, no. Sometimes y'all are really vague and y'all not understanding contradictions, right? Because when I'm specifying fathers, y'all saying no, not fathers, father figures. But we live in a society where there are father figures everywhere. So if the child only needs a father figure, then the father is not that important. Then, if a child has a single mother, right, and the father is not there because their father figures in society is not like essential that the father is there for him to be able to be a man one day. That's the exception that clearly is not the case. Because if y'all saying, oh, it's not just the father, it's the father figure, we got that. So you don't need the father in the child life.
I mean, why do you think Gaines is this?
You just can't lock him in the house, not have him exposed to any media or people, and think he's gonna become a man. You just gotta let him go outside because his father figures out there.
Yeah, but Terry, we can say the complete opposite when it comes to a single father raising a girl. As a man, I don't know how to make a girl into a woman. I need a woman's help to do that. There are certain things about womanhood that I just don't understand. There are certain nuances and things about being a woman that me as a man, I can try my best to read every book and ask every person, but eventually I need a woman to let her know how it is to be a woman and what women go through on a day-to-day basis. The same thing as men.
Well, that aligns with what you said earlier. So if she'll have a mother and she got a mother figure, that's good enough. That's what y'all saying.
But what I wanted to say is that I'm glad that you brought that up, Jay, because it always shows that what we're saying, what we're talking about, like this whole a boy needs a man or a father in order to become a man, it's nonsense. Because at the end of the day, she's going to grow up to be a woman. There's nothing that a woman can tell a young girl that will prevent her or make her become a woman. She's still going to grow up to be a woman. When y'all talk about the things that a woman can teach a young girl, their daughter, to do in order to become, quote unquote, become a woman, you're talking about a performance, which is not real. And that's what y'all are trying to advocate for on this panel, is you're talking about young boys being taught to perform masculinity. I cannot teach that. The only thing I can do is teach a girl to perform. Keep your hair pretty, keep your nails pretty, talk soft, cook, clean. Those things are a performance. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that I can do to stop that young girl from becoming a biological grown woman. There's going to be nothing. I don't tell her when to start her menstruation. It's going to come because that's just nature. I'm not going to tell her when she goes through puberty, eventually her boobs are going to get big. That's going to come. I don't tell her eventually one day she's going to have a baby. That's just going to come. And that means that means that if we can say that a mother cannot teach her daughter to become a woman, then it also means that a father cannot teach his son to become a man. You're teaching a performance. You can't teach. I'm gonna just land here. You're teaching him, when you say things that are like, oh, well, how to love a woman. There's no way that any human being can teach you how to love another human being. That is just something that will just come if you love that person enough. If there's no way that you can teach what you're doing when you talk about how to teach him to be tough and go throughout the world. That's just us being human beings, having to deal with capitalism, how to get it. Someone said in the comments, the way a man teaches a boy to become a man, one of the things is to get a job. Like, y'all have to really understand like how ridiculous and y'all can never give like something truly like an actual life lesson that will teach him to have that, like that step, going from boyhood to manhood. There's nothing that y'all can say. Everything is all theocracy. It's untangible. It's just it's very very in the wind. It's fair feather. It's not anything that one man that there's not anything that every single man that has taught. Like, it's not a lesson. It's not something that if you can't put it in a book, if you can't write it down, if you have to, if you have to do like this weird fair feather way of going about explaining it, then it's just not real.
Okay,
So
I
Holly,
what you said.
Hold on, real quick, and then we're gonna go to Jay. And before you go, All Star, Shanita need to say something. But Blue Heart and Ed both said that. They said their fathers were not there. Yet, based on their experiences in the world, they became the
You were
man who they
14.
are.
You can you can't tell a
Hold on,
14 year old
hold on,
what their
Slayer.
life is like. That
Hold
doesn't
on,
make
Slayer.
sense.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so in response to East, what she said about not being able to change, like if they become a woman or a man, in a physical aspect and like in a scientific aspect, she's absolutely correct. At some point in life, you grow up and then
100%.
you become from a boy to a man and from a girl to a woman. I believe when we talk about men and women, like in this hypothetical sense, it's more about being a man and woman of integrity, being a man and woman of morals and values, right? Of course, if I'm a single father and I'm raising a little girl, yeah, I can't decide when she's gonna begin to menstruate, but also the way that she's supposed to take care of herself and handle herself when it comes to the hygiene, that's something me as a man, I don't know. I can go and become educated on it, but how is it for me to have a conversation with my daughter about menstruation and I've never menstruated myself? I don't know what the cramps feel like. I don't know what the mood swings and the having the luteal phase is and then this phase and that phase. I don't know what that stuff feels like. It's an experience thing that is something that she can confide into and be like, oh, okay, well, this is something that I can take from them because they have actual experience in the matter. Same thing with little boys being men, right? When it comes to emotional regulation, when it comes to boys being boys, you do have to let your son learn how it is to be confrontational. Some things aren't going to be comfortable. Like, this is a prime example. When I was young, I had a girl that was messing with me and stuff in school. I told my mom told me to punch the girl in her boob area because it's sore and it's sensitive there. One day I actually did it. And when I got in trouble with it, my dad's the one that picked me up from the school. And when he found out I put my hands on a girl, he smacked the hell out of me. Now, was
Right.
my mom wrong for telling me that I should hit a girl back? Or was my dad in the right for telling me that I never put my hands on a woman? A man of integrity, being a man, is a man that never puts his hand on a woman. I don't give a damn how mad she makes
Right.
you. That's a woman. When it comes to scientifically, we're stronger than women. That's just science, right? If a woman hits me, it's not the same as me hitting a woman. Those are certain things that I have to hear that from a man. And sometimes it does take that innate fear. Like, you as a man better never put your hands on no woman. I dare you to ever do that again. And that's something that sticks with a lot of men. That's something that being a man of integrity, having morals and values, that's some stuff that you can learn from a person that looks like you and has the same life experiences as you, as opposed to the other side.
How old were you when that happened, where you punched a girl in the boob?
I think I was like 8 or 9.
I was
My
12. I
my
slapped
question,
the girl.
you said
I
that really
slapped the girl
proud.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah. I got
my
beat up for
thing,
that
my
too.
question is that you are one of the few men on these panels that actually had a dad growing up. Why is it that your dad wasn't telling you those things at like 3? Because that's actually those are lessons that you should be teaching your kid at 2 and 3 years old. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I don't
Can
know
you
if you
even
heard.
talk at that?
Hold on. But I don't even understand. I don't know if you had heard me. My mom is the one that told me that the girl kept bothering me and she kept hitting on me to hit her in that area because it was
No,
sensitive.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said. What
Yeah,
I'm
so
asking you is like, why didn't your dad instill that lesson into you at 3 years old? That's not a lesson. That's not something that you just like only teach them at 9. That's a little bit too
Oh, I
late.
get it.
You
yeah,
see
I
what I'm
get it.
saying? Like
He probably
hitting
yeah. Hold on.
did.
Let me answer. Let me answer.
hitting
I'm good.
hitting for kids when you send them off to daycare or to kindergarten. Hitting starts at 3 and 4 years old. That's when kids actually start getting in trouble for putting their hands on each other, and that's when that lesson starts. Is at, you don't hit no girl, you don't do that, you know what I'm saying? So why didn't he instill that in you at 3 or 4?
Because for one, when you're 3 or 4, I don't believe that you're going to hold on to information as good as you were when you have a little bit more of like understanding of like how the world works and stuff. But even still, I was given permission when the stuff was going on beforehand. I never thought about putting my hands on anybody. But then when I was given permission, hey, if somebody hits you, you hit them back. My mom saying if she hits you, you hit her back. It's the same thing that will go when I was getting into things with young boys. And I'm like, hey, dad, like this dude keep putting his hands on me. He keep doing this, that, and the third. Well, next time you do that, you knock his ass out.
So
It's
okay, the people in the comments, obviously they're not understanding. That's a lesson that when you're a parent,
When they're young.
when you're a parent, the lesson starts and never ends. You start the lesson at 3, and then you keep going with that same lesson at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So when I said, why didn't he tell you that at 3 years old? I'm not saying he told it to you one time and then you didn't remember and he never told you again. That's fucking stupid. And if you thought that I was saying that, you're a fucking moron.
No, I get
What I'm
what you're
saying,
saying.
I'm not
but there's
talking
nuance.
to you, Jay. I'm talking to the few people in the
Okay.
comments that was saying that. For children, lessons start at 3. Lessons start and then they never end. They just continuously go on. That's what I was asking. Why wasn't he there from 3 to 9 telling you keep your hands to yourself? Because I'm pretty sure you've had multiple interactions with young girls from that age to 9 years old. 9 years old, you get pretty big, and at least from my experience, 9-year-olds are pretty big, and that's when you start becoming much bigger than girls. So where was he from 3 to 9 to instill that lesson in you?
Yeah, so the
Yeah, well,
lesson was
hold,
being
hold
that
up, hold up, sir. Hold up, sir. Go ahead, Shanita.
Hey everybody. East, I just want to say you talking that shit, sis. But I'm a mom and I have a son. And the prompt is what brought me into the chat because I never looked at it as I have a son. I just looked at it as I have a child. And it's not that he doesn't have a father. He has a father figure, which is his father, but he's always been a part-time dad. And he also was on some masculine shit. Like, I have to teach my son how to be a man. And I'm like, but what is that? Because you're emotionally immature. You are a man child. You still blaming your mama for shit that happened to you when you were 7 and you're fucking 46. Like, at what point do we get the therapy? So it's a lot of men that exist to this day on this panel in the comments that really have a real bad conflation of masculinity and what that actually means. There is no such thing, right? And like he said, it's all really a performance. And when I think it was Jay or somebody said I couldn't have a daughter and teach her how to be a woman, why are you concerned with teaching her how to perform femininity? If her menstrual cycle is coming, why are you afraid? What about that makes you afraid to be comfortable to talk to your child about their developing body and their pubescent changes? Because when my son was going through puberty, I wasn't going to shy away from it. Did I think I was going to find hard, crunchy socks in his room? Absolutely. But at the same time, I didn't say, well, this is just a father and son conversation because moms have no place talking about erections and how to properly put on a condom with their kid. Fuck that. Because what I didn't want was somebody in the streets to teach him these things when he has an able parent that can teach him, because that's how kids get sexually taken advantage of. We try to shield them from having conversations about sex, and we try to get them and box them in and tell them you're a girl and you're a boy, when in reality, it's a bunch of pedophiles out here ready to fuck your kid. I don't even know if I can say that. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say that the prompt I think is jogging a very good conversation, because there is no such thing as a man can't be a boy can't grow into a man without a father, because all of it is a performance.
Did you say that question?
Yeah, but if it's I don't know who else new on the panel. If you want to get them all in, then I can ask the question after.
Right. Go ahead, 380, and then we'll go to open the panel.
I agree with what everybody is saying. This is a wonderful conversation. I'm here sitting with my wife, and we've just been intrigued with the conversation since the beginning. We both were raised by single moms, but on her side, her mom ended up getting married, and she had like the whole family function and whatever and whatnot. And we feel like you guys are skipping past we understand a woman. It's possible for a woman to raise a great man, and it's possible for a man to raise a great woman, but it's the fact that while you're raising a child, we're all sculpting of a meter inside of all of these children, what is right and what's wrong, those little puberty things, those are things you get down later down the line, and you figure that out with your child. Like me and my mom, I know for a fact it was a funny experience raising a son. It was some good things, it was bad things, but it was a good learning experience. And I just had my daughter last month. So I don't understand what's going on. I'm learning it. I'm scared, but I'm not scared to the fact that I don't want to rush into the storm. I'm ready for the storm, and I can't wait for it to happen. But I feel like the conversation shouldn't be, can a woman raise a man? Can a woman or a man raise a human being, somebody that knows right from wrong, that does, like, just not crazy people running around. You understand?
I wanted to just say this. I do understand like what the men are trying to say. Like representation does matter for all of us though. Like little girls deserve to see other girls, other women, just simply because of just recognition, like recognition and seeing the differences in biology, just for sheer biological differences, right? But that we could say that across the board. Like there's all type of gender expression and all type of ways that we can present ourselves. So when we just try to stick to that binary, it's toxic. It's extremely toxic, especially when you start saying emotionally women can't do this and emotionally men have to do this, when that's bullshit all across the board. Because we all know that patriarchy stifles men, boys, the biological male. It stifles y'all because it tells y'all that y'all are chasing something that isn't even real, something that's detrimental to your emotional balance, something that's detrimental to your emotional health.
Shanita, you
Hold up,
do you think
definitely hold
hold
on,
up,
Ed.
y'all. Drika had a question.
Oh, sorry, baby. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Because earlier, going back, because first I want to say, it still seems that when you talk about the importance of these male figures or fathers, it seems like it's not that important based on how men view parenting, based on how men who even with themselves experience the lack or what they think they're lacking with the father or absent father, they don't feel obligated to be that father figure for other children. They still put that as a mother's responsibility. So I think that still stands. I don't think nobody has been able to move to convince me that fathers and men make it seem like their role is insignificant based on how they show up or not show up. But my question was when the gentleman was saying that his mom told him to hit the girl in her breast and his father had to correct it. So to me, that sounds dangerous. That sounds very problematic. And it sounds like that can be harmful. It sounds like there's a lot of issues that I can think of. But to keep it short and sweet, how did your father feel about your mother teaching you something so detrimental like that?
May I respond to her since she asked me the question?
Yes, for you.
Okay. Yeah. So my dad, he understood where my mom was coming from, and like in the situation of like defending yourself if somebody is trying to like hurt you, which is why I was like saying like it's nuanced. Like when you're taught from a very young age, you're not supposed to hit nobody. That's rude. That's not right. But there's nuance where sometimes you will have to hit back. But when it pertains to hitting that this girl, in my mom's eyes, this girl is hitting my baby. Hit her ass back. In my dad's eyes, hey, so-and-so, I'm not gonna say my mom's name, but I know that you're trying to teach him that he need to like defend himself, but that's still a little girl at the end of the day. Now, how would it be if 10 years down the line, because at that point I was 9, now I'm 19, thinking it's okay for me to hit a girl back because out of emotion, out of anger, out of whatever the case may be, anything could be going on, she decided to put her hands on me. So I believe it's a very nuanced topic because there are some instances where both of your parents or one of your parents to teach you, hey, you need to defend yourself, but there's also time and place for everything and situation, if that makes sense.
Together? So were they not together? Because I might have missed that.
No, so they end up divorcing like around 9 and 10, but they did co-parent. Now, granted, they weren't the best co-parents, but when it came to me, like usually they would do their best to like make sure that I was doing what I needed to do in regards to like discipline and like correcting me for issues and stuff. Like when I got in trouble for fighting and stuff, my mom was always quick to call my dad so he could come handle me. Now she would too. My mom wasn't no punk. But she just knew, like I was saying earlier, like when my mom disciplined me, it really wasn't nothing. Like I said, I'm a very big dude. So I got big very, very quickly. So my mom, she's like 5'4". You know, she's a really small lady. So it really didn't do nothing for me. But when my dad did it, it made an impact. It made a lasting impact.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me and I'm not gonna drag it, but something in my spirit is not sitting well. That's not sitting well in my spirit. And that's what I be talking about. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for her to tell you that. and it's not just like a conversation. That it ain't just that she said, oh, somebody hit you, hit them back. She was giving you insight on how to harm that little girl, saying hit her in her breast. That's a weird, very strange thing. And I'm like, if your father is so emotionally regulated, like that would have been a time to say, hold on, maybe this the age I need to have full custody. Because it sound like not only were you going through something, because I'm gonna give her some grace. I'm gonna assume that she was having an issue coping with the divorce then, and maybe she was acting out, and sounds like she's acting out on children through a child, in my opinion. So maybe he should have took full custody of you if he was able to tell you that's inappropriate to do. Because you don't got to tell your business no more. We heard enough. But and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, but some don't sit right in my spirit about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying.
Can I?
And then just let me answer real quick. I'm gonna make it real quick, yeah, because I know you've been trying to talk for a minute. Yeah, so eventually my dad did end up getting full custody of me. It was just a big back and forth when the divorce took place. But the one thing that I will say about myself, like my mom, she don't play about me when it comes to women, men, or whatever the case may be. She's very protective of all her kids, especially me. And I will also say, and it might just be anecdotal, so I don't want to make this like an overarching, like everybody does this, but a lot of women don't play about their sons. Like I've had a lot of my friends who their moms was like, don't ever let no little girl like put her hands on woo woo. Like she know what she doing, this, that, and the third, and they'll tell them to react and respond to women when they do this just because you their baby. Like a lot of women are very
That's gonna
mama
go
bear
more into
about
what
their
Drika is
babies. You know what I
saying.
mean? So
No, that go more into
so
what Drika's saying, because like, yeah, if your mother's so overprotective, she teaching you to be abusive, then why would your father like, oh, you just go back home? Why would he be like, maybe I need to get my son to teach him how to be from a male's perspective? Why wouldn't your father try to get custody of you? I think was the question.
nah,
But
he
yeah, let's
did.
open
I
up.
answered it.
But hold on, let's open the panel. Some people ain't said nothing in a while.
I know
Yeah, I
Ed
was
was trying to
so
Yes.
for to
talk.
get to talking. I ain't said
Let's
nothing
get
in a
some
few
people on the
minutes.
left. Go ahead, Blue Heart, and
I
then
wanted.
Ed.
All right, so I want to add on what Jay said earlier, what he was saying on how a man teaches his son integrity and morals and things like that, and just how to be a leader. I agree with all the way he said with that, because a man should just what a man is in a small way, because really there's no real true answer for how to be a man and how to be a woman, because there's billions of people on this planet. So to actually get that answer, you would have to talk to everybody on this planet to get one answer narrowed down based on what everybody said. But to be just a man or a woman is to be yourself. We live in a world where everybody is followers. A leader is very rare in this world. That's why we have consumerism and things like that, because people need somebody to follow, because a lot of people are not themselves. And then it also comes back to what somebody said in the comments. It's about unity. We having this debate over whether a woman can raise a child raise a man, a boy by himself to become a man. And really, the whole thing is about unity. It takes two people to tango. It takes two people to make one person. It takes two people to make life. So we need our mothers and we need our fathers. When it comes to boys, yes, a boy is gonna need his father to show him things, because 9 times out of 10, boys want to emulate what he sees his father doing. That's why they say
But
a
going
lot
on to
of
what you said, he don't need a father. He needs somebody who's not a follower. You said most people are followers, so like, if his
all
father a
right,
follower, his father could be detrimental.
right. That's what I'm saying. And then also what I was going to get to is it all comes back to being healed. A lot of people are having children and they're not healed from their childhood trauma, so they're raising their kids from you feel me, they going out what they had learned when they was a kid. If you're not healed from your childhood wounds, you're never gonna be able to raise your child to their full capacity, because you're gonna forever be acting in a way that's not healed. You're gonna forever be feeling like you gotta raise your child in ways that so they could not go through what you went through as a child, but that's really only hindering them in their growth. You have to be able to be healed to be able to raise a child, because to go into this world, you have to know things, and people try to like not let their kids, they like shelter their kids and things like that, thinking that's going to help them. A lot of people that grow up sheltered, they go into the world and they don't know how to move in the real world. A lot of kids that were sheltered during high school, middle school, and all that, they get to college, they start acting out and things like that, because they didn't get to have a certain type of experience that their friends was having when they were younger, because their parents had them in the house and things like that, because their parents didn't want them to experience the things they went through as a kid. So it all goes back to being healed before you even bring children into this world, bring life into this world. Like, and also when I was saying earlier, I taught myself how to be a man. Bro, that just comes back from me literally having to do things on my own. Somebody come and said that you need both the parents. You literally need both. The man, he gonna teach his son things that his mama can't teach him, and the woman is gonna teach her daughter things that her dad can't teach them. But you also need your dad as a girl. You're gonna need your boy as a mom to help with other things that, you feel me, your dad or your mom can't help with. That's just like opposite. When it come to things like we gotta
No,
get
hold
into
up.
our
You,
biological things, the biology that was
Blue,
kind of
you
dumb
yeah,
because
contradict
you
yourself
long.
every time.
Yeah,
Every
you
time you
is
say
contradicting yourself
that.
and you long winded. Y'all got
You,
so it's not
yeah.
one person talking. Y'all gotta like wrap it up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I just wanted to just throw it out there that y'all cannot keep coming up on these panels and saying that you didn't have a father in your household while and you were raised by single mothers, but you are exception to the rule. Everyone that comes up, every man that has come up on this panel that grew up in a single mother household that did not have their father are the exception to the rule. I grew up without a mother, but I'm still a man because I had to learn this. Blue, you said that. Mel, you said that.
why,
Ed,
but
you
y'all
said
sound
that.
contradicting myself, bro. That's what I want to ask
yeah, it
y'all too,
is
because
though.
that's why
Because
this
here's the
really.
thing: what you talking about, like, it's not a gender based parenting thing. Like, it's resilience. Children
But
need to
look,
have
this what I was
resilience.
going to say though. This what I was going to say because I was
Hold
saying
up,
this
hold
really
up,
feel
hold up.
like a
Let
wrong
Ed
time.
go. No, let Ed go. You covered like 5 points. You gotta move the mic around a little
Yeah,
bit,
because I've been
bro.
waiting for Hellas to talk. That's why I was
Okay.
trying to get to like my final point
Mm.
because we talking about all this
All right,
with
go ahead. Do your final
men.
point. Go ahead.
I want to say because I feel like a lot of women feel like it's so easy to be a man and it's so easy to raise boys and all this, but when it comes to choosing the men that they have children with and just choosing the man that they be with, they somehow never can do it right. They always, that's like a lot of
So
them.
yeah, your mother didn't
They
do it right. That's what she said. If that's the case, then if women can never do it
You're right.
right,
I
then your
knew that.
mother didn't do it right.
I had to come to terms with that.
No,
That's
hold
what I'm
up.
saying. My
You
dad,
are
he
you
was
just
a
saying the
thorough
same?
man.
Hold up. No, you just like to talk. You saying the same thing. If women can never do it right, and you was raised by a single mother, your mother ain't do it right. But you're
I
saying that
didn't say
still
that
being a
women can do it
man.
right. I said most women
All
can't, but I
right, let
said
Ed go.
they feel
Go
like it's
ahead,
still easy
Ed.
to be a
All
man.
right, all right. It'll come. The mic will come back around, man. Go ahead, Ed.
Okay, I'll keep it short. It seems everybody has made up their minds, but also my mind is set. When it comes to raising boys, a man is needed. Women cannot do it because of especially discipline a boy. It will reach a point where your son will be taller than you, he will be stronger than you, he will be dominant than you. He will not even listen to you. And you'll become frustrated. And you will need a man, especially a father or a father figure, whatever, just a man to discipline your son. Men understand pain. That's how we learn consequences, actions, and reaction. We learn very fast. So women. Okay, but maybe if you are Wonder Woman, maybe you can try and raise a son. Maybe succeed in raising your son.
But women
But
do raise sons, Ed. You was raised by a woman. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, here's the Ed. Your daddy wasn't there. So, like, it's crazy because, like, you're saying you was frustrated. You was bigger than your mama, but you was feminized. Because the shit you said earlier about having a softer voice because your mother was fucking crazy. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all saying that the father is essential for a boy to become a man, then no man who did not have a father can speak on it. You talking about yourself. You basically telling us you're not a man. Because your mama raised you. And because your daddy wasn't there, you're missing something. That's
I'm
the
done.
crazy part.
I rest my case. You are right. You're okay. Women can do anything, everything. It's okay. I'm good. I'm tired.
See, if you had your father in your life, you wouldn't have given up so. I'm
It's
I'm
crazy
No,
that
sorry.
you
I
just
was
you
don't
just
come with
joking.
an
I was just
argument
Nothing
with a
joking.
good
woman.
comes
You
out
just
when
say
no.
what it
argue. When
is.
a man argues with a woman,
Hold
it's
You
it's
don't
not
mind
a
if I
pointless.
joke.
respond to
It's
Shanita?
a waste of time.
Hold on, it's not a joke. He is exhausted. He's up here fighting for his life. Like he is exhausted because his daddy wasn't there. I mean, he's stunting his own growth because of something that was out of his control. That's what's crazy to me. Like he is fighting for his life for us when you probably need to be in therapy fighting because you fucked up, sir.
Hey, Ed, you gotta listen, understand, bro. These American women, they do this. They get on these platforms and try to make us.
You want to suck his cock? Cause that's the American way too. That's the American way to be in the closet, caping for a man, and it ain't just the American way. Cause he sound like he used to having his women for pregnancy only and having his fun time with the men. Like I don't know why y'all get up here. Hold on, Jay, baby. I don't know why men get up here and y'all try to grab hold on to another man who has a different experience from a different country and try to make it seem like us American women are out of control. No, y'all out of control. That man don't have his daddy. Is that normal? Or is that like you should have said, oh, you know what, Ed, you ain't the only one, because that's an American black thing. Shout out to Drake. Black American dad story, bitch.
I didn't say black. I didn't never just say black.
No, I'm saying black. I'm gonna put in what I want to put in, like you put in what you want to put in with Ed without his consent. That man is stressed out. He tired of getting poked. And you poke that man without consent, so I'm gonna poke you without, I'm gonna add to whatever I want to. Why do y'all get up here and forget that it's the Black American dad story to be absent from your child? So that's what you should have been talking to him about. That man up here in distress. He don't need to worry about no women. He need to focus on why he's stressed and depressed about something that's out of his control. His father not being there is not his fault. But y'all so busy perpetuating this fake masculinity. You ain't even hear me give that brother some grace. You didn't even hear that. Stupid, dummy, idiot. I want to say something else and I forgot the word.
I feel like being a black man is the hardest thing in this world.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Jacob, that last part. Because the thing is, when Chanita said that representation matters, I'm still eating on that one. Yes, that one is, representation does matter, but the problem is that other men try to dehumanize other men that did not grow up with fathers, and then the only way that man can get respect if he turn around and beat the dog shit out y'all. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, well, I guess he is a man because he's able to inflict violence upon me. He's able to dominate me physically. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you said that, because I don't think that other women have a problem with men that grew up in single mother households or anything like that. I think it's the men. It's the y'all are the ones that dehumanize yourselves and dehumanize other people, other men that didn't have the same experience with y'all. Y'all are it's always like it's given NPC every time.
Y'all mind if I respond? I want to respond with what Shanita said, because she did make a good point that did have me thinking when she was saying that, like, basically like masculinity and femininity roles, basic gender roles are performance. And I would say, I guess in a way I could potentially agree with what she's saying, but I think I would agree if I didn't believe in like the patriarchy and the matriarchy as it is, like as a whole, the whole system. I know I might get some disagrees from this, but I mean, I agree with the patriarchy, and not in the sense of like trying to keep women down or, hold women back or anything of that nature. But, I was born and raised in the South, and like the way I was always taught is that you're supposed to take care of your family. First of all, you're supposed to be a man of upstanding character and morals and values. That's why I say when we talk about the men and women conversation, anybody can call themselves a man just like they can call themselves a woman. But if you don't stand on nothing, if you don't have nothing behind you, if you ain't really talking about shit, then to me, you're not a man, right? I've been on other panels and I told people I cut off a 15-year friendship because I had a friend that got a girl that he was messing with pregnant, and he was like glorifying the fact that he wasn't going to be in her life. For me, that's weak as fuck. You can never be a man to me. That's a bitch. You feel me? And that's what I said to him, man. It did come to blows, but I feel strongly about that type of thing. So I say all that to say, because I don't want to be long-winded because I'm trying to move the mic around. I understand what she's saying when it pertains to like performance and this, that, and the third, but there are certain things in this patriarchal society that we are built upon and that is still present to this day. I mean, obviously people might want to change it at some point, but it's still prevalent right now. as a man, you have to have a certain competitive edge. You have to have a certain amount of testosterone when you move and you do things to get things done. You do have to be a protector when you do go out there and decide to have a family. You do need to be a provider. How could you, in a patriarchal society where you're supposed to be the lead of your house, tell your woman or tell your children to do something and you're not even providing for them? You're not even giving them the necessary things that they need to have an easy life and a sufficient life, right? My parents, they divorced, but my father was still in my life, and I respect him a lot to that. There's a lot of things about my father that I didn't think were quote unquote the most masculine. You know, my father, he's a crier. You feel me? He's a very emotional guy. Granted, he did teach me a lot about emotional regulation and stuff like that, but I never seen the crying and stuff like that to be a masculine thing. So I do understand what she's saying about, performing and that and this, that, and the third. But I feel like in this patriarchal society, that is what it is. Even for women, like she was saying, why would I be afraid to teach my daughter about her menstruation cycle? I wouldn't be afraid necessarily to teach her. But there's a lot of stuff I don't know. You know, I could go and I can get her the wrong pads. It could be the wrong size. It could be the wrong material. You feel me? That stuff could aggravate her down there, and I wouldn't be none the wiser about what's going on. She could have certain, issues and certain symptoms, and I wouldn't really know what's going on because that's not in my lane of understanding. You get what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I would need a woman to be able to teach her those things because there's that experience factor with it. And I'll land because I know I've been talking for mad long.
No, y'all be saying some weird shit. Cause no, you literally can't educate yourself about it. Because even if I have a daughter, like I can explain things to her, but she can't feel what I feel. Like that's a cop out. Did Shinron go yet?
No.
Ugh. Shinron, did you have a daddy growing up?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What you mean that's crazy?
Because before they run their mouth, I want to say like, ain't no fatherless man gonna say no shit. You know what I'm saying? Teach him how to be a real man, Sharon. Go ahead.
That's why your voice so deep.
Yeah, Ed had that
that's
soft
crazy.
voice because his mama raised him. That's
actually
wild.
It's actually crazy because every time, like when I was growing up and after I started going through puberty, whenever I would answer the phone, like when we had a house phone, people would always get like me and my dad mixed up, which is kind of crazy now that you mention it because I think we do sound alike. But yeah, I'll see what I can do to her. Man say women can't raise sons, but they are too afraid to raise emotionally healthy men. Yeah. So, and to me, it kind of, every time I hear this whole notion that, oh, well, women can't raise a boy into a man or whatever, to me, it's always been kind of dumb, right? Because to me, it's like when men try to say, oh, well, the black community is a matriarchy. Because to me, the reason why it's dumb to me is especially like, I'm going to address it from the matriarchy standpoint, right? Why would you assume that a community that you say is being led by the women, why would you expect for there to be any type of like positivity? Hypothetically, why would you expect for there to be any positivity if you are already acknowledging that we live in a system of white supremacy? Like you're literally, that to me, that's like asking or expecting an ice cube to exist and to thrive in a oven, right? Like that's turned up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't expect a system or a community that exists within the confines of its antithesis, i.e. a black matriarchy, existing within the confines of YT patriarchy, to thrive or to have anything conducive to its existence going on, right? Similarly, if you're talking about a woman raising a son, to be a man, a positive man, I don't understand why a man can't understand that if men created a system that essentially discourages, that essentially discourages boys to be able to grow up and like actually be positive in terms of being raised by women. I don't understand why we act as if that's something that is just supposed to be negated just because, oh, well, y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, if we exist in a system where there is a lot of conditioning that is already being targeted towards boys, right? Regardless of whether or not he has a two-parent household of mother and a father. Why would you expect that if he's being raised by a mother that you can just blame her for the way that he turns out?
right? Because you can have a child be raised in a two-parent household and grow up and have all the negative things be going on with him, right? You can have him grow up and be a deadbeat father. You can have him grow up and be a smug dealer. You have him grow up and be a whole predator in the community. And this man was raised with a two-parent household. And when you actually sit down and you look at like the history of men and the things that men have done, you realize that that's very much so in line with the culture that men has created that is essentially groomed the way that a lot of men and boys think. So if you're going to sit up here and you're going to try to vilify like single mothers for the way that they raise boys or for the way that boys turn out when they've been raised in a single parent, specifically a single mother household, why wouldn't you attribute that to the things that men have created that have always been targeted at boys in the way that we are socialized in the way that we grow up? Like there are things that affect boys that no matter how they're raised, like in a two-parent household, that's going to have a negative effect, or that's going to have an impact on us. So to sit there and try to make it seem as if mothers can't raise boys because, oh, well, you know, there's this stat and there's that stat, and then not blame the conditioning that men have created in the society that we built. That's very much so disingenuous. To me, it shows that we'd rather sit and try to vilify women and try to vilify these mothers and say that, oh, well, you can't do this as a way to try and get them into buying into the idea that, oh, well, you need a man, or you got to have a man here, or you got to sit here and accept this type of leadership from a man that's willing to be with you or something, because ultimately we don't want women, like, I don't want women to like have to do it, but we want women to buy into the idea that you have to be with a man, that you have to take this type of conditioning from a man that you're going to be with. And then we make it seem as if whenever these boys fail, that it's just inherently the mother's fault. And we do so much to actually show that we don't acknowledge the fact that men created a culture that has a negative impact on boys and has a negative impact on men. And we'd rather blame women, as we always do, for the shit that men started, instead of holding other men accountable for creating these systems that has always been fucking people over for the last few centuries, if not millennia.
All right.
I just want to add because somebody
Hold
had
on,
put in
real
the comments
quick.
disagreeing to me.
East, let me hold up, sir. East, let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Go
What's
ahead,
up?
sir.
What's up, West?
What's up, Sheen?
Hold on, who just interrupted me? Go ahead, Jones.
Yeah,
Jones, did you have your father growing up?
yeah, I did, and that's Shimron. Like, oh my goodness! But I don't think no men would sit here and believe that there is chances that children can grow up, even in two-parent households, grow up and fall short of glory. I don't think no one is arguing that. But I mean, logically and statistically, children do.
It's been argued, and I know, like, I
Oh my
I
goodness,
gotta keep
man,
explaining
this.
myself. But this topic is based on the article when it came to masculinity, and fathers are essentially teaching their sons a fear-based masculinity based on their own experiences. So like it's like, oh, don't show emotions because they're wondering what the peers might say based on their negative experiences growing up. But women are more likely to teach a more flexible identity, a masculine identity. Like it's not just about what other people expect of you; it's what you want to do as far as being a person.
Are you done?
Not you being snarky with the hoes. Go, nigga.
Can
Somebody
I
else could
go?
go.
Nobody talking. I'm trying to feel
Yeah,
me.
you could go, Blue Heart, since he wanna be
I just
all
want to go back
sassy
to
and
what I
shit.
was saying with the I feel like being a black man is the hardest thing in the world. Somebody in the comments said it's not. They don't agree with me, and they feel like being a black woman is more harder because they oppressed twice. Being a black man, we are already oppressed by the white people, whatever you want to say, just off the fact that we are black, and then also because they know that we are better than them. Then you got to deal with other black men being in secret competition with you because they see
Hold
that
on,
you on your
you
shit.
comparing yourself to a black woman when it comes to oppression?
Where did you hear me say that about black women?
You just said that.
Somebody in the comments said I had literally spoke out, then I had muted my mic because somebody else was talking, so I was sharing the floor. But I had said I feel like being a black man is the hardest thing in the world. Then
It's not.
somebody
Hold on, that's not the topic.